All right. So I briefly thought about. See, I achieved some success with the 5K, and what I've noticed that when I was trading the 5K, I look back and I passed the phase one and phase two relatively quickly. Uh, Approximately like a 2 weeks and a 1 week kind of a situation uh, um, for okay, so for phase one it took me about 2 weeks. For phase two it took me about a week, and so approximately I made roughly about a little over a percent each time, which allowed me to make about 5% in 1 week. So then I thought to myself, and then I got funded, and then I started to get payouts. So I got payouts a couple of times, and I knew that I had to move up because that's the goal, that's the objective. Uh, so uh, so that's what I did with the 10K. And somehow I veered off trading that way because in certain situations the ideal setups had departed from where it was, and so now it's behaving in a manner where I have to use a different strategy to make the money. Okay, make the profits. So now I have been now it's been like almost 1 month now. It's been 1 month that I've been working with the 10K, but the 10K has been strategically different. I'm approaching the 10K a little bit different because I've noticed that certain area of my specialty has been departed where I was taking advantage of that particular situation. Okay, now I'm having to retool myself to fit into the market and the way it behaves, and it's a better one because the strategy that I'm perfecting right now is will work even if I revert back to the when the market moves in that other situation. And so now I thought to myself, I can approach it by trading small, which will still work, but it won't go back to the 5K days, but it'll still work a little bit better. Then I thought to myself, but it was taking quite a bit of time. It was taking a lot of time. So then I thought to myself, okay, one of the things that are worrisome is like sizing way too big. Okay, sizing way too big without getting some sort of clarification, redefining of the thesis that I have can be problematic, and it's been like that for about 4 weeks. And so then I thought to myself, okay, so there's this concept of trading small so that I can see what's happening, and because I tend to enter a little too early. Now, when I enter into a trade a little too early, I can see how the first initial trade works out, and then I can enter enter into it based on its response, and I can steer it correctly, which will give me some time to understand how it behaves a little bit before I size in and increase my risk size as the statistical probability increases based on my initial trade. Okay, my initial trade essentially will extinguish this psychological thing that wants me to enter because it's urgent, but the size is small, so it's virtually inconsequential until it starts to move. And then when it moves in the direction of my thesis, because it has been extinguished with my psychological uh, uh, pre-entry situation, then once I enter, it'll allow me to make a crystal clear decision on what to think about next. That means that I can increase the risk, but I still have to have that risk size involved to make that trade more refined. And so I have to be more dynamic and responsive in my trading in that respects. So the strategy can be this way. The strategy can be employed in this manner where I I see it, and then because I do have a bit of emotional ties to that trade, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I don't want to add to it. I just want to allow the trade to play out a little bit, and then I can close out the trade with a small loss. But if the trade is prevailing and the veil of emotion has been removed, the cloud of emotion has been removed, then I see it moving in my direction. I can size in and increase the size, and essentially make a big payday based on big risk. Make sense? I hope so. Um, yeah, I think that's probably a that's because the reason is I tend to enter very early. Okay, when I enter very early, uh, then I have to figure out. Okay, so I could be wrong, and the size that I have could cause the initial first trade to be excessive in losses. The risk could be very very big. So in order to remove that possibility, I can remove that unknown part of it where that emotion is clouding my judgment by trading small. So that once I enter and then it prevails in my direction, it satisfies my emotional need to enter into trade, which may be early. Okay, and then once I've verified based on the reaction from the market, then I can size in to bigger risk as I see it moving in my direction.